Hello once again, Paranormal World. CJ, founder of E.N.E.M.I, back again. Not going to really piss anybody off with this video. I just wanted to talk a little bit openly and honestly, maybe get some feedback or whatnot from the community in general. Lately, to be honest with everybody, I'm feeling a lot of pressure. I put a lot of pressure on myself. Being the founder, I feel like I have to be the driving force. It's tough sometimes. It's really tough. I use the term para-hustle a lot because, in a way, it is like hustling. There's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes. It's not a one-hour show. You don't see what goes on behind the scenes. There's so much legwork involved. There's so much research. There's so much time spent emailing different people, different locations, making phone calls, And then, of course, there's all the rejection emails and the rejection phone calls and people not getting back to you and this and that. I mean, there's always something going on. You try to do the best you can. And unfortunately, when you're a smaller team, doors don't open as readily as they would for TAPS or Ghost Adventures or any of these shows. I mean, they can pretty much call whoever and they're going to get in. And it's not like that when you're a small team. And, I think there's a really fine line between, reaching for the brass ring, so to speak, and just, we have to market our teams to some extent, not for fame or fortune or glory or anything like that, but I mean, if nobody knows your team exists, nobody's going to call you for help. And, and there again, that goes back to the whole para-hustling thing. I mean, time spent designing flyers, designing posters, the social media outlets, trying to network, trying to get connected, trying to make things happen. You don't see a lot of that. I haven't seen any episodes on TV that shows like all the boring, monotonous stuff that goes on behind the scenes before you actually get to investigate somewhere. And I'm sure a lot of people in the field can relate to this because it's a struggle sometimes. It's a field that, in my opinion, struggles for validity anyway because, not everybody believes in this stuff. Not everybody takes it seriously. Some people think the whole thing is just a crock of shit. But, I mean, I honestly wish that, I wasn't as enthusiastic and passionate about the paranormal as I am sometimes because it's not going to pay my bills and it's not going to feed my kids and it's not going to pay rent or anything like that. But it's, such a driving force in my life. I mean, there's really nothing that holds my interest more, and just lately I feel bad because I've said all along that E.N.E.M.I as a team, the real world has to come first. Obviously people got jobs, lives, families, but I feel like we don't get out as often as we should. We don't get investigations as often as we should. And this is kind of like my baby, so I feel the pressure. I feel like I'm letting the rest of the team down sometimes, and I do what I can. I mean, I'm behind the scenes all the time. I'm all over Facebook. I'm all over Twitter. Hell, we just got on Instagram, YouTube, 3-Minute Haunting, whatever I can try to do to just have people notice us. And like I say, it's not in the hopes that somebody's going to be like, oh, here's a show, sign a contract. I just want people to know we're here. And there's a lot of work that goes into it, and sometimes it gets disheartening. It really does. And just today I emailed and contacted another location that I would love to investigate. And fingers crossed things will work out. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. You move on to the next target, so to speak, and you just keep going. But I don't know, I'm sure hopefully other people can relate to the fact that sometimes you just kind of get deflated with the whole thing and it's not all it's cracked up to be sometimes, but I really can't help it. It's the passion, it's what I like, it's what I'm interested in, it's what I'm curious about, it's what I've always been into, so I'm kind of stuck with it at this point, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'm hoping for here. I just wanted to vent, and hopefully get some feedback from some people, perhaps, and, maybe prove I could just post something without pissing off and alienating a huge chunk of the paranormal community this time. No promises in the future, of course. I do love to run my mouth. But, I just hope everybody stays on the hustle, and I don't know. I really just don't know. I just had to get that out there. So everybody have a good night. If you're going out tonight, be safe and have a good time, man. Catch some evidence from me.